Hi Gemini, welcome to your week ahead horoscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign, Gemini, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. Remember, they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. You have to forgive the wind. It's really bad here today. As you can see or hear, for your key to the week this week, you have the World card, right? So I think this card came up for you guys last week or the week before. There's a lot going on for Geminis when it comes to community, when it comes to groups, when it comes to the people that you're tied to through those connections. Now, in a lot of ways, this card is also speaking to the fact that there is some next level that becomes available to you this week. It might come all as once as a big sort of realization of, wow, okay, the next level is staring me in the face. Or it might be something more subtle for some of you that kind of comes over the course of the week. In a lot of ways, this actually suggests to me that you're going to come into a new understanding of yourself and maybe start to understand where your path is going in relation to the community that you're tied to, yes, in your locality, but maybe in terms of the tribe that you're also connected to as well. This is a really powerful card to have in that kind of energy. With that said, if you have, if you haven't seen it, please don't forget to check out your life path reading for the month of October, your numerology reading. If you don't know your life path number, there will be a floating thingy that will take you to a video to show you how to calculate it. I work really hard on those videos, and I think that they give a different sort of energy, like they give a different perspective of the energy that we're all going to experience. So check it out if you haven't yet. If you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you, and if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. For your actions and options, you have the Six of Wands. Look at this, right? This is if any of you that are waiting to break into a certain community, maybe you're trying to get into a university, maybe you are trying to get into a certain community, maybe you're trying to get into a certain job, maybe you're trying to break into a certain exclusive community of some sort. This tells me that you're being accepted into some new, I want to say like exclusive group. There's something that feels quite exclusive about this, and it's like you're being welcomed into it. You're being initiated into it in some way, shape or form. That Six of Wands bodes very well for you in a lot of ways, because it does suggest that whatever you put your efforts to or really kind of go after this week, the rewards and the results are absolutely there. For your communications and conversations, you have the Nine of Swords. Okay, so not the easiest of energy, but in all fairness, this could be, right, okay, you know what, we want to take you or we want to invite you, but you have to do this. There's like one final hurdle to jump this week. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. It is the Nine of Swords, which sometimes can see us living out our drama queen fantasy or jantasy. If you know, then you know. So I will say this week, don't hype it up beyond what it needs to be, okay? Like, see it for exactly what it is. And what it isn't, right? You're going to have to be really, really honest and really clear with yourself this week. And also as well, for those of you, and there are a few of you that I know, you know I love the Geminis, but there are a few of you that tend to gloss over how you really feel about situations. That's not going to get you anywhere this week, right? So you're going to have to do that really icky work of being honest about how you actually feel. For those of you that work for somebody else, it's not like whatever is challenging about work this week, it's nothing actually to do with you. It's happening around you. Don't allow yourself to get sucked into it. So if the company takes a dip or it takes a dive or somebody walks out, very possible. This just in. That's how it works sometimes, right? You do what you do, and then all of a sudden new information comes in, or you hear a whisper in your ear, or your gut tingles, or it's like, yeah. Anyway, sorry. Confessions of an eclectic psychic there. for intuitive consultant. I don't call myself a psychic. For sorry, I just gotta laugh at myself sometimes. All right, for those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, this week you could find maybe that you come into a good business deal or client, but something about it is requiring you to bend over backwards. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but I'm definitely not saying that, I'm not saying that you should, but I'm definitely not saying that you shouldn't. This might be a week where finding that or utilizing that natural, wonderful ability that you have to balance things out or to see things from the dual perspective, this week you're going to have to really find a way to utilize that energy. Plus, your ruler Mercury is in the sign of Libra. Yes, it's retrograde at the moment, but in a way this kind of gives you a unique edge because you might be able to spot ways of getting around things that maybe nobody else can see. So if you're a business owner, think outside the box this week, all right? So if a big client of some sort or a new organization or a big organization approach you for something, don't just think, oh crap, you know, they're going to want everything, you know, gold plated. Offer what you offer. They've come to you for a reason. For those of you that are retired or no longer working, I mean, this could be, quite frankly, this could be a case of you're bored, right? So it's really important this week that you give yourself something to do. It doesn't have to be work. It doesn't even have to be academics, but it does have to be something that shakes you out of, you know, as Taylor Swift says, shake it up, shake it up. Sorry, couldn't resist. For your love and relations, you have the Hanged Man, all right? So this week, your love relationship is going to require more patience, right? It's going to require you to be a little bit more present. It's going to require you to be a little bit more still, right? If you're in a partnership or a relationship, use these more than you use this week, right? That's the way that you're going to get most out of it. That being said, you do have this right underneath the Six of Wands. So for those of you that have been feuding with a partner and you're kind of both at loggerheads, the partner will give this week. You've got that Nine of Swords. I think a heart-to-heart would be better than, you know, whoever wins, right? For those of you that are single, it is the Hanged Man. Love life is going to be slow this week, and to be honest with you, with everything else that you have going on, it's probably a good thing. For your money and materials, you have the Justice card. So here's where it gets a little tricky, because you've got that Nine of Swords above, right? So when it comes to the finances, yes, partnerships are going to be where you make your money, or collaborations, possibly even shout outs. But anything that you are aligning yourself to or with financially on a very official kind of level, this week you need to double check all of the details, all of the fine print. The reason I say this is because it looks like whatever you're doing, it's going to have to be redone, right? We've got a Mercury retrograde, but at this point, there are 5 energies in the sky that are retrograde. As we get to the end of this month, 4 of those at least will have turned direct. So it's going to be a good month in that regard, but just there's some fine print that really needs to be observed this week. And I would, take some time to do it properly. For especially anything of a contractual nature, where you've got to sign for something, where you're locking in details, go back over it. There's something that's been missed. You've got the Nine of Swords. It's like at the moment you just want it done, right? And you'll push for it, and the chances are you'll end up needing to redo it. Don't force it. For your physical health and vitality, this and the fact that you've got the Hanged Man here this week, for those of you that already, I'm not a doctor, can't give you medical advice, but for those of you that already have waterworks, urinary system, and or hormonal challenges or imbalances, and or kidney renal system challenges or issues, get yourself into the doctor and get yourself checked out. I'm not saying there's an issue, but with this much kind of fluid mechanics of the body, I guess, is maybe fluid mechanics is not the right word, but I know what I mean. Like anything to do with the waters of your body this week will likely need some maintenance. Get yourself in, get yourself checked out. At worst, you've gone for a checkup that you didn't need. At best, you've caught something early. When it comes to your home and environment, for some of you, it looks like there is a big purchase being made this week. And if it's one that you can't kind of get round, then my advice to you would be don't do any repairs, just replace. All right, if there's something that's, if this is like the second or third time you've had to have the fridge looked at, or the washing machine, or the whatever it is in the home that has gone down for a second or a third time, just replace it. All right, for your new moon message, you have the gate 57 and intuition. So your own intuition could be on point this week, but you may not necessarily be seeing things as clearly as you can if you're not being honest about how you feel. Remember what I said to you earlier, that new moon is really going to highlight to you something on the intuitive level about how you feel about something, right? Be honest with yourself about how you feel, and your intuition will instantly get clearer and sharper, all right? With that said, I wish you all an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.